Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a return to form for the MCU. Let's be honest, almost all the TV shows on the streaming platforms that they've been putting out has been below par. I still haven't been able to watch the entirety of Miss Marvel. I've got 2 episodes left and it's been a while. I can't find myself eager enough to get back to it. I barely managed to scrape through She-Hulk, and that is a task in itself, as well as Secret Invasion. Let's face it, is boring. It's dull as fuck, to be honest. Not even Samuel L. Jackson can save that dull fest. But this one is definitely among one of their best films. Starting with 2014's entry, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the second movie, this one is a crowd pleaser. It is one of the best, and sad to say, some of the characters have left the Guardians of the Galaxy. We no longer is the same Guardians of the Galaxy. It's no longer going to be the same Guardians of the Galaxy that we knew. That's a shame, because I think the dynamic between those cast of characters and actors, of course, is amazing. Especially after Pom Klementieff and what's her name, Karen Gillan joined the team completely. From that time onwards, it's been really a lot of fun, and I'm sad to see that the dynamic is actually gone. We just have a couple of them left in the team. But yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm not a comic book reader. I haven't read anything. I didn't even know there was something called Guardians of the Galaxy until the first movie came out. No clue. And I'm also led to believe that they aren't one of the bigger names in the comic book franchise. Just happen to have clicked the right way on television. But I have no clue if they are actually, if those characters are still around. Did they continue to be together as a team? I wish that could have actually continued, to be honest. But I can understand some of the actors not wanting to come back. Dave Bautista, for example, has prominently said that he doesn't want to come back because of the amount of time it takes for him to get into the makeup. And they've shot many movies close to close. Because it's not just these, for them, it's the last 2 Avengers films, as well as Thor. They had a little cameo appearance in the 4th Thor movie, Blood and Thunder. Is it Blood and Thunder? Yeah. So I can totally understand it. Batista wants to go into more drama films, things that he doesn't have to be in makeup, I guess. But yeah, I can totally understand. This is also going to be the last movie directed by James Gunn. Again, I think he excels in this particular style of superhero movies. Let's face it, the superhero film is kind of like stagnated right now. It's a lot of overdose, to be honest. And I think they should stop for a while. But let's see how it goes. Anyway, in this movie we have a return of the ensemble cast, which includes Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan, Pom Klementieff, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, and Sean Gunn. Joining them are Will Poulter. The villain for this particular movie is somebody whose name I'm going to butcher, Chukwudi Iwuji. I'm guessing it's an African name, but man, that's very difficult to pronounce. The voices of Linda Cardinelli. Nathan Fillion has a small role as a soldier, awesome to see it in the MCU, and Sylvester Stallone. So it's pretty awesome to actually see Stallone and Fillion in this movie. Now then, this movie, 2023 of course, sees the origins of Rocket. We see him as a baby raccoon of course, he is a raccoon. It being taken in for experimentation by the what's the guy's name? The High Evolutionary, played by Iwuji, and he so happened that he was anthropomorphized. Sorry, which I mispronounce that name that word probably quite often. He was experimented on by the High Evolutionary, and he set up this ideal according to him society called Counter Earth, where he takes all these animals, makes them Jesus Christ, make them more like humans, anthropomorphize. Okay, but they're all basically, they've got the head and they've got features of the animals. Rocket is he chooses the name himself along with a couple of friends. The otter Lila, yeah, the walrus Steves, and the rabbit Floor. His intelligence seems to be more than rather he excels so much that he even seems to dwarf that of the High Evolutionary, and he gets really upset and he punishes Rocket. They try to escape. Rocket especially tries to escape and take his friends with him. Unfortunately, the High Evolutionary kills Lila, and some of his men kill the other two friends of his, Thieves and Floor. And in retaliation, Rocket mauls at the face of the High Evolutionary and then leaves from there when he's being shot at, takes a ship and he leaves, and then he becomes the Rocket that we know. By the way, the beginning of the movie is absolutely amazing with that slow acoustic version of Creep. Sorry, I was going to say I'm a Creep, but it's of Radiohead's Creep, and Rocket just sitting there. So we then come to current times, which is the scene that I'm actually saying. They're on the land Nowhere, which is their current headquarters, and you have Star-Lord in mourning because he's trying to find Gamora, but she is nowhere to be found, and he's drinking himself to all that, and that's when this Adam, who is Adam Warlock. He is a warrior created by the high priestess Aisha. Those gold people who are completely gold skinned in the second movie that they have a tiff off in the beginning. So she's out for revenge. She creates basically her son Adam, and he is superpowered, and he comes and he knocks. Her plan was to actually get him to destroy the Guardians. He ends up injuring Rocket very critically, so they try to operate on him and try to fix him, but the only way is to have a kill switch which is embedded in him by one of the scientists in Orcop, which is the High Evolutionary's company. They need that switch to be overridden, and only then they can actually save Rocket's life. So it's up to them to actually go, and they find this place, weird place. It actually was a little, I wouldn't want to say creepy, just a little bit odd to see Counter Earth. And of course all the things that happens, and I'm not going to go through the entire story, but it's a blast to watch. It was a lot of fun, and they end up finding that Gamora is with the Ravagers. She's actually one of their leaders, and she joins up along with them, and in the end none of them do die, but unfortunately, and this is where the sad part comes in, my cousin, who wasn't one of the wasn't a big fan of Marvel for a long time, but he has changed. And if you're watching this, bro, you know that you're a big Marvel fanboy now. He used to be a DC fanboy, but he loves the MCU because he loved this movie as well. And he told me it got him in the feels quite a bit. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but I didn't have the same reaction as he did. I do love this movie, of course, but not the way that apparently he has. So he said it really got him in the feels. I actually thought they were going to kill one of them, and that mainly was going to be Drax. He doesn't die, of course. And then at one point it looked like, but that was again a bait and switch, that Star-Lord might die. But Adam ends up rescuing him. He is kind of like a baby. He's kind of innocent, so since they saved him, he returns the favor and he kind of joins up with the Guardians. So Quill or Star-Lord is really sad that Gamora isn't the Gamora of the one that he knew and loved and who loved him in return. She goes back after the mission ends, and they rescue a bunch of the people from a lot of kids basically who were being planned to be the next level of experimentation. Some of them already had superpowers. They rescue all the kids, but Gamora returns back. There's a moment it seems maybe she might stay because of the fact that Quill is very heartbroken, but she does leave. Quill decides to leave and go back to Earth and live with his grandpa, Jason Quill, and is reunited with him and then stays with him. And we do get a after credit scene saying that Star-Lord will return. Drax stays on Nowhere to take care of the kids along with Nebula, so they both decide to stay back. But they're not going to be, possibly not going to be superheroes for a while. The saddest part to me was Mantis actually leaving. She decides that she's always had things chosen for her. Her path is always chosen for her. She wants to experience things on her own, and she goes with these creatures that she befriends. Ablix, who eventually she managed to convince to help them escape. So she leaves. I'm just trying to read as to where it was that she decided to go. Mantis decides she wants to go on a journey of self-discovery. It usually does happen with certain characters. With the Ablix, they're her only companions for now. She leaves. Gamora goes back to the Ravagers. Nebula and Drax decide to stay on Nowhere and rescue. They were going to raise the rescued children. You see Drax really upset, but he tries to cheer himself up for the sake of the kids. And the new Guardians basically consist of Rocket and Groot, Kraglin, Cosmo. Kraglin is one of the pets that Adam has got. Cosmo, Adam, and Phyla, who's one of the. Kraglin is actually the guy played by Shotgun, the guy who can do the whistling with the flute that he learned from Yondu, and Phyla is one of the kids, rescued kids, young girl. She's got superpowers. Adam and Adam's pet Blurb, so they all become the new Guardians, and you see towards the end they take on a new mission to rescue some people on a different planet. So that's the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. A little sad that the characters are not going to be around anymore, but most of them. On to newer things. But I do know that, like I said, Zoe Saldana and Batista have said they don't want to come back. This is going to be the last. I think Chris Pratt may return, and I don't know about Pom Clementieff, but I do know that the others have said this is going to be their last entry in the MCU. But they might come back as a different character, who knows. Anyway, that's it. I'll give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. Take care.